Alex Bowman says he hopes to finalize his future plans sooner rather than later. And don't worry, folks, I may be on vacation this week, but my weekly power rankings aren't taking any time off. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove, presented by Demco, coming to you from an undisclosed location just outside of Rocky Mountain National Park. Yeah, I just picked up this hat at the visitor center. Y'all know I love to add different hats to my expansive collection. Hope y'all are doing well. Had some time, decided to step away for a moment here. I didn't want to leave y'all completely hanging this week. Power rankings in a moment, but I also want to talk about Alex Bowman's comments he made to the media just a couple of days ago. Yes, we are talking free agency, NASCAR free agency. I get it. There are so many more interesting free agency stories from around the world of sports, from LeBron James to Scott Dixon leaving Ganassi. What? But we're going to talk about Alex Bowman and the Hendrick Motorsports 48 car for what feels like the 48,000th time. Here's what we know. Alex Bowman is in a contract year, which means the Hendrick 48 car, arguably the best seat still on the market this free agency cycle, is not yet spoken for regarding 2027 and beyond. Here's what we don't know. Here's the tough question that we haven't really been able to answer over the past couple of months. Who makes the call? Whose decision ultimately is it to decide who goes in that 48 next year? Like logic would tell us it's Hendrick Motorsports' decision. Shoot, it's their car. Rick Hendrick's name is on the building. He gets to make that choice, right? Well, we know Ally likes Alex Bowman a lot. We know Hendrick doesn't have a ton of other great options right now. There's been chatter they could promote Corey Day. He's not Cup Series ready. There's been chatter they could go after Connor Zilic, but he's still under contract through next year. That would get messy. So maybe Hendrick Motorsports wants Alex back, even if it's a short-term deal. Maybe ultimately this is Alex Bowman's decision to make. We know about everything Driver 48 has been through the past few years from a health perspective. Concussion at the end of 2022 ruined a promising playoff run. A back injury sustained in a dirt crash. Early 2023, he was leading the points the first few weeks of that season. And most recently, early 2026 vertigo kept him out of the seat for several races. Could Alex Bowman ultimately make the decision that now is the time to step away? Well, Alex Bowman spoke to reporters, virtual press conference earlier this week, I guess to promote Chicagoland, of which Alex Bowman is the defending race winner. I mean, you got to go back to 2019, but yes, the last time NASCAR raced in Joliet, Illinois, it was Alex Bowman in victory lane. Though many of the questions during this media availability instead focused on Alex's future. And I'm going to read you a couple quotes, and then like the rest of the internet, we will speculate on what this could all mean. Alex said, responding to a question from Bob Pockris about his future, quote, "I don't feel like I'm racing for my job or anything like that. It hasn't been the first thing on my mind by any means. Really just working hard on trying to get things pointed in the right direction." Alex then went on to say that he hopes to settle his future plans sooner rather than later, but then continued in response to another reporter's question saying, quote,
Honestly, I'm at a point in my life where I'm super blessed to be in a position where I don't have to do this forever. I got to make the right decision, and I want Hendrick Motorsports to make the right decision and kind of everybody to be on board with whatever we do. So
Alex Bowman has always been a hard guy to read. Like, he's always kind of low-key, self-deprecating. Like, that's his humor. That's his personality. He's never been the puff out his chest, "Hey, I'm him, I'm better." He's never been that guy. Like, he's the dude who sold a t-shirt saying hack on it, or the nobody likes us anyways t-shirt. I think I have one of those in my closet back home. Like, that's who Alex Bowman is. He doesn't ooze self-confidence, okay? That doesn't mean he doesn't have self-confidence, but I think he's more reserved. He doesn't express it the way, like Denny Hamlin gets out of the car after a win and "I beat your favorite driver." SVG, when he wins a race, he burns the house down. He makes sure he won that race. Like, that's never been Alex Bowman. So I would caution folks reading too much into like his tone. Like someone saying, "Oh, this sounds like a guy whose heart's not really in it anymore." Like, this is just how Alex Bowman has always talked about his career racing. Like, that's just him. So I'm not going to read too much into that. That being said, in regards to Bowman's future, the 48's future, I don't think it's as simple as one person makes the call. I do think ultimately, Alex Bowman, Rick Hendrick, maybe Jeff Gordon, Ally, all these folks are going to get into a room and they're going to try and talk through something that makes sense. I've been on this train since January, probably. Like before this season, I've been saying that the best case, I believe, for all parties is Bowman signs a short-term extension to stay in the 48. Now, I said that before the Vertigo stuff. So if Alex now, health on his mind, change of heart, if he changes his mind, more power to him. But assuming Alex wants to race next year and maybe longer than that, I still think a short-term extension is probably what's best. Because again, Hendrick Motorsports, they can't promote Corey Day just yet. He's had a couple really nice races. That win at Dover especially, very impressive. He is learning and improving rapidly, but he still makes a lot of rookie mistakes. He's crashed out on lap 1 twice in the last couple months. Like, I think it's best he spends a little more time making those mistakes on Saturdays before you promote him to Cup. That's my opinion. And then I mentioned Connor Zilic. It would be complicated to go get him now, but if Hendrick wants him in a year, they might be able to pull the trigger. So I feel like a short-term extension is still what's most likely, but I'm obviously not Alex Bowman, and neither are you. Nobody truly knows Alex Bowman better than Alex Bowman himself. He knows his health situation. He knows what condition he's in. He knows how much desire he still has to go out there and compete. I still think Alex Bowman, I don't think he's a Cup Series champion caliber driver at this point in his career. I'm sorry, I don't think so. He has one Cup win in 3.5 years now, and it was a darkness-shortened street race. Like, I'm sorry. I think Alex is a quality Cup driver. I think he's a good teammate. There's very little drama, low maintenance. I'd say Alex Bowman checks a lot of boxes, which is why Hendrick and Ally have loved him all these years. But he's not a guy who's going to go out there these days and race door-to-door with the Denny Hamlins and the Kyle Larsons of the world. I don't think so. But I still think Alex is a good, solid driver. And when you look at the history of the quote-unquote fourth Hendrick car, Alex has carried himself very nicely these past few years. So I do think Alex brings value to Hendrick Motorsports, obviously brings value to Ally. I think if they do run it back next year, I think they do got to make some changes, right? Maybe the team really believes in Blake Harris. I don't know Blake Harris personally. I just look at the stat sheet and say, he was exceeding expectations at front row. They bring him to Hendrick, and I'd say he's failed to meet expectations. But again, it's the whole group. Alex has been in and out of the car with injuries, different things. So it's really difficult to pin down the 48's lack of performance on any one person. But regarding the future, I still think a short-term extension makes the most sense. But it sounds like everyone is going to have to agree on the future of that 48 car. And Alex Bowman himself is going to get a huge say in how this works going forward. I thought those comments were interesting. Let me know what you make of Alex's recent comments down in the comment section below. And now, better late than never, it's time for my weekly NASCAR Cup Series Power Rankings, where I rank the top 10 fastest, best performing, best executing drivers and teams in the Cup Series right now. Back-to-back road course races. That's going to make things tough. I'll also say this, I don't have my usual graphics package on hand this weekend. I'm editing this very remotely, so got our slimmed down top 10. 5 through 10, 5 on back, very difficult this week, but at number 10, I settled on Chase Elliott. His road course performances are starting to piss me off. Like, he's not bad. With San Diego, they struggled, but he still finished like 11th, 12th. He's finished 11th and 12th the last couple of weeks. He was running top 5 at Michigan, led a bunch of laps, we know, before he crashed. Like, he's had some really good runs lately, mixed in with some just average runs. I don't know, folks. He's got 2 wins this year. I'm keeping him at 10, but he's a tough guy to pin down these days. Chris Buescher comes in at number 9. I had him at 5 a week ago, so I had to drop him a few spots. He did score a top 20 at Sonoma, but was a non-factor most of the day. A big surprise, considering the road course racer Chris Buescher typically is. Down to number 8. I should say moving up to number 8 is Ryan Preece. Chris Buescher's teammate. Great road course races back-to-back. 11th at San Diego, but earned the most stage points. Earned 19 stage points. Huge points day in San Diego. And then another top 10 showing here at Sonoma. Ryan Preece, sneaky good road course racer. Don't let him sneak up on you next season. He's proven that. I got to move Carson Hocevar up a few spots. He's up to number 7 this week. He's had a couple of top 10s recently, like San Diego. The finish looks bad, but we know he was racing in the top 5 in the final laps. 11th at Sonoma, not bad. He also qualified on the front row back-to-back weeks, so he's got a ton of speed. Obviously trying to put together a full race still. That's been difficult to do consistently at least, but Carson Hocevar, solidly top 10 in points, solidly top 10 in my power rankings this week, up to number 6. Or again, I should say down to 6, the lowest he's been all year. Tyler Reddick. I'm sorry, I got to do it. There's an argument to be made I should have dropped him even further than this. I mean, he's finished 25th or worse in 3 of the last 4 races. Now that 4th race, he finished 2nd, and one of those bad finishes against San Diego, he was battling for the lead in the final lap. So the speed is obviously still there. Michigan got caught up in a restart wreck while running top 5, top 10. Like, he's obviously still a top 5 car most weeks. They just haven't executed quite as well. Mechanical gremlins bit them this weekend at Sonoma. Some of the bad luck that they avoided early in the season starting to catch up to them now. But hopefully Tyler Reddick can turn things around. I'm sure he will. He's at 6 this week, though. Top 5, Chase Briscoe. Few drivers have been able to make SVG sweat like that on a road course race, so credit to Chase Briscoe there. I will say his finishes a little up and down, but the speed over the past couple months consistently in that top 5, top 7 range most weeks. I've got Chase Briscoe at 5. My top 4. Someone had to be the big winner this week, and it's Ty Gibbs, up 3 positions to the 4th spot. He earned 20 stage points at Sonoma, max stage points, and still, despite the track position deficit, drove all the way up to 3rd by the end of this race. Huge day for Ty Gibbs to take sole ownership of 4th in the regular season standings. He's back up into the top 5 of my power rankings. Credit to Ty Gibbs there. 3rd, Ryan Blaney has this spot locked down right now. Once again, the best finishing Ford Sunday at Sonoma, finished 6th. 6 straight top 10 finishes now for Blaney, and I believe that's 8 straight finishes of 11th or better. Uber consistent. I love me some of that. Blaney at 3, Kyle Larson at 2. Blaney's giving me top 10s. Larson's giving me top 5s. 5 top 5s the last 6 weeks. Need I say more? At number 1, though, I'm still keeping Denny Hamlin in this spot. This might be controversial because, sure, the last 2 weeks, Denny Hamlin has not looked like the fastest, best performing driver and team in the NASCAR Cup Series. But before these 2 road course races, in which he did finish 14th at San Diego, and he would have been top 10 at Sonoma, got spun out. Before those 2 races, win. I forget what happened. Win. We're going back to an oval this week. It's all ovals from here on out. The rest of this season, yeah, Denny Hamlin. I said it before. He earned a long leash after that 3 straight win streak. He's holding on to the top spot for now. But let me know if you agree, disagree. Am I being too soft there? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below my abbreviated power rankings post-Sonoma. Whew, I appreciate you all sticking with me. Again, sorry I've been kind of MIA the past few days. I did post a new NASCAR film room on the NASCAR YouTube channel with Shane Van Gisbergen yesterday morning, I believe. So if you missed that, go check it out. But that's going to do it for today, folks. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more NASCAR chatter. I usually say every day, but okay, I did take a couple days off recently, almost every day. I really appreciate the support, folks. After another day or 2 here in Colorado, I'm actually heading to Chicagoland Speedway for a couple days, so I'm going to be on the road for a bit longer, but at least we're going to be doing more racing stuff here soon. I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you again in the next video.